All right, y'all. Phenomenal Radio. It's the chosen one, D Phenom, in the building. And today, man, we have a very special guest, someone whose music I have been tapped into a lot lately. Just dropped the project, a 12-track album, No Return. I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Prime. How you doing, brother?
What's good, bro? What's happening with you?
Ain't much, man. You know, we just in here listening to good music, just vibing. You know what I'm saying? And we got a
Always.
we got a lot to talk about. You know, I wanna jump right into this thing, man. Your album was absolutely amazing. To me, it was 12 tracks. Everything was fire. I listened to it 3 times.
Mhm.
There wasn't really any type of skips or anything that I had to do. You could really play this joint straight through. And I think, this being, I want to say this is your second project, but I only saw one up on Apple Music. Is this your first project, first of all?
Nah, this is the second one. The first one I dropped, actually last year around this time, it was called NOD, which stands for Not on Drugs. I actually dropped it 2 years ago, which is called NOD, which is Not on Drugs. But yeah, I was just been trying to gear up, get ready for like, cause I got a little rollout. Like this first, like No Return was like the first part of the rollout, so I got like a couple more things in store for the rest of the year. So
Oh, so
that's what I
you got some shit in the pocket. Yeah, I see
yeah,
you
you
got some
gotta,
shit
you know what I'm
tucked in.
saying?
All
You
right.
gotta, hey man, you need clips, brother. You need
Yeah.
clips. You need
Ammo,
clip on
straight up.
your
Yeah.
ammo. For real, I'm telling you.
All right. So okay, so NOD first project, No Return second project, man. I
Yeah,
just want to talk about some of the standout tracks for me right quick.
for
First off,
sure.
you started off the project crazy. I mean, Medallion, like I know you gave people a snippet on your Instagram and stuff like that, but really getting into that entire song, bro. It starts the project off so well. I mean, you jump right in, especially with the bars, man. My second standout was Iron. Then we have Cut Baby, Rewind, and then the finals track, which I thought was like one of the most soulful tracks on the whole project, No Return. I mean, like the instrumental, that shit really touched me. What you was talking about touched me. You know what I'm saying? Like you just have that type of aura when you come into the. I can tell when you step into the booth and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk to me a little bit about the creation of this project, maybe your thought process when going into the theme. How did you kind of cultivate that overall sound?
Um, for real, um, just kind of what I got. I originally wrote No Return first. Um, that was the first one I wrote out of all the songs on the project, and it was just like, it was just I was at a certain space in my life, like to where it was kind of like, all right, like we can't go back, like we can't move backwards. It's basically like we can't move backwards. You got to keep moving forward, like keep going. I tell like all my friends that like, bro, you gotta goddamn keep going, bro, cause shit don't stop. You know what I'm saying? Life goes on no matter what you go through. So it's just like that's like the first meaning behind it. The second meaning behind it is just like I just not going back to who you used to be. Always elevating, becoming a better person, improving.
So progression, because we never
Progression.
want to be stagnant as human
Stagnant.
beings. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
bro.
saying? That
Never
shit is the
want to be
worst
stagnant.
disease. Then next thing you know, you start backtracking. You back where you was like a year ago. You're hanging out with people that you're probably not
For
supposed to
sure.
be hanging out with. You know what I'm saying? So
Man,
this whole project's just about keep going on your road. Don't look
yo,
back.
bro.
Whatever's going on, you
But
keep trucking.
keep going, bro. Like
Yeah.
for you gotta. I've been telling my homies that like lately, like you just gotta roll with the punches, bro. Like that's all
Right.
life is for real.
Right.
And one of my OGs just told me he was like, bro, if you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards. So
Wow.
I always keep that in mind.
And a
For
lot of
real,
people
for real.
don't have that type of wisdom in their ear. So the fact that you're putting it out on a project like this, that's really going to open a lot of minds, a lot of people's doors, and a lot of like motivate a lot of people. You feel me?
So that's all you need though, for real. Just spark the mind of one, bro, and you know what I'm saying? That start the cycle, bro. That starts the conversation for real.
So the production is something I touched on just like a few minutes ago. You know what I'm saying? Jody Rico, he is the main producer, I want to say, throughout this
Yeah.
whole project. his tag is what I
Uh,
hear the most, and his beats are very crisp. I mean, I do a little producing of my own, so I know what kind of goes into it, and I can just say that dude is he's that dude is fire. He knows what he's doing. Talk to me about you guys' relationship, how you guys really met, and the chemistry that you guys have cultivated.
It's crazy. It's crazy because I actually met him through one of my best friends. He actually do music too. Shout out to Dirty King Dirty. Um, but we met through him, and we all like used to do music and shit back in high school. So I remember he used to, as well as make beats, he used to rap a little bit too. So had this one song that I fucked with, called "Talking Texas," and I did like a remix to it and kind of flipped it a little bit. And from that, like that, then we did a song together, and like from that moment, we just kind of. But I never met him like in person. It was always through
Right.
like SoundCloud and shit.
Okay.
But like I think I came back home like after freshman year. I think it was like Christmas break. And he threw a little function at his crib, and I went and met him and shit, and we chopped it up, bro. That's been my nigga since, bro. For real, for real.
Okay. So, have y'all connected in the lab since, or has this just been an interaction through through SoundCloud or
Uh,
him just sending beats and shit?
I I be recording at his house. He got a
Okay.
studio set up. He got a whole studio set up in his house, and then sometimes like if we need to look like external help or like external equipment, like we'll go to like we'll book a studio. You know what I'm saying? I already got an engine. Like he my engineer, so I don't keep it all in house type shit.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. So, when you're recording tracks, man, are you more of like a writer? You write things down before you go in the booth, or are you punching in, doing a lot of freestyling?
Um, I say half and half for real.
Half
I
and half.
write. I lied. I'm gonna say 70-30. Like 30%,
Okay.
I go in the freestyle. 70% I write.
That's
Like
crazy. Okay.
I'll write like a hook, and then I like go freestyle a verse, or I'll freestyle a verse, and like, or I'll write a verse and freestyle like the hook.
Okay. All right. Shit. All right. So, you know, tell me about your upbringing and when it comes to rapping. Like, who is you really listening to, man? Like, as a kid coming up, that really inspired you to get into the booth. And then tell me, like, when you really got into the actual art of it in rapping.
Um, Inspired me to get in the booth. 50 Cent,
50 Cent. Okay. All
50
right.
Cent, and Andre 3000.
That's a crazy too. That's a crazy too. How you get into 50? What is that? In the club off of or get rich die trying? Like what
It's like Get Rich or Die Trying, cause it
all
was like
right.
I had like my cousin, my older cousin, like my brother, and that's
Right.
who he used to listen to whenever he came to visit and shit. And my mom from New York, so she used to tell me all about like the scene up there and shit. So
Because you're from South Carolina?
hmm
So you have a New York like influence, a northern influence plus a
look,
southern
Southern,
upbringing.
yep,
That's a
yep,
crazy combination. Scary
yep,
combination.
yeah,
All
bro,
right.
that shit. I know, like, cause a lot of people from the South like won't like admit it. Some people from the South won't admit it, bro. But like up north, like I used to go up north, get the drip from them, come back down south, be like, yeah, this is what I'm.
You came back, they didn't know what you was on.
They
Like,
didn't
wait.
know what I was on, but it was like, damn, that's fire. It's like when you start, how you do that?
Probably introduced them to a whole new type of culture, all
Oh,
this shit, man.
oh,
Okay.
for real. But now, bro, it was just like, shit. I like 50 Cent just reminded me of like my homeboys, like, cause like we all grew up, you know what I'm saying? I was one of the ones who was fortunate enough, unfortunately, to like grow up with like both parents, like type shit. But a lot of my friends ain't grow up with both parents, so like they grew up a little bit different. But you gotta think this who I'm around
Right.
85% of my day while my parents is at work and shit. So
Right.
it was like 50 Cent gave me that vibe of like what my homeboys and shit was on, like some shit I could kind of relate to through them, and just some of the shit I was getting into. And then like Andre 3000 was like kind of that other side, like that conscious side, like you don't gotta be on this, you could do this, or you could, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it was like a healthy balance for real.
So when did you start laying tracks down? Like, did this start with like freestyling at the lunch table, or you had some friends that was rapping? Like, when did you start getting into like really performing that shit?
Yeah, uh, um, for real, if I'm being honest, I wrote in fourth grade. I wrote a remix to Michael Jackson. You Rock My World, or a remix to that shit. Performed it for my class.
Where you rapped it? You rapped it?
Yeah, I rapped the whole shit. Yeah, I rapped the whole shit, bro. That shit was ass though. That shit was doo doo.
That's cool shit. You had the confidence in the fourth grade to go get it.
Yeah,
That's
bro.
what it is right there.
Yeah, bro. But then actually like performing, probably high school,
Okay.
cause I performed at my pep rally in my senior year, and at the talent show we did the intermission show, me and my homeboy, and then yeah, yeah, that was about it. That was
Because
about it.
for people that don't know, I know you from Hampton University, or Hampton University alum, member
Mm-hmm.
of Omega Sci-Fi Fraternity Incorporated, and but you cultivated a lot of relationships at Hampton. I seen you working with like the likes of Zay Blaze, Mo Thorough, like a whole bunch of guys over there. Like, how is it working with them? How did you get in contact with everybody? Because it felt like everyone was really getting into their own sounds around that time.
Yeah.
Tell me about y'all little your little group over there.
Um, for real, bro. I really can't think of no other way to put it. Then I started off a fan. I ain't gonna lie to you. Just awesome. I love music. So
Yeah,
anybody else that love music and you do music,
right.
you know what I mean, you good at it. I'm gonna be a fan of it. I can't deny good music.
That's facts.
Um, but Mo, I heard about Mo freshman year when we got there, and it went. I heard it was one song I really fucked with. It's called I Don't Really Care. And like that shit, I thought the video was hard, the song was hard. I was just like, this shit. And he was from the West Coast. I'm from the South, so I ain't never
Right.
met nobody from, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
LA for real. So it's just like that shit fire to me. Like, that's the shit we used to watch on TV. You feel
Right.
me? So
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
that shit was hard. But Zay just threw Zay just threw again, like just being a fan, bro. Like I think first time I heard Zay, I think him and Mo did a song together.
Right.
Um, I forgot what's that shit called.
I forgot what it was called, but I know
I
exactly what
wanna
you're talking about.
the
I wanna.
I want yeah,
Yeah.
that shit was hard. And then I was like, I tapped in with Zay, and then I just remember talking to bruh, like passing through in the student center a couple times, like, and bro was just like, let's work. And I was like, shit, I've been waiting on this, boy. Bro, and Zay the type of nigga, bro, get in the booth with Zay, bro. Zay dissect the whole song. Like Mo too, like Mo, like them two, like really like made me. Cause at first I thought I was fire. Like I'm like, man, I'm fire. I ain't got to do all this shit. I'm fire.
hmm
And then I just really seen what really like go into it as far as like aside from just being able to rap or sing or whatever. Like, and
So
them
you
niggas
really
really.
you really found your structure around that
Yeah,
time. Okay.
around that time, yeah, just cause I saw what really like went into it. Cause from where I'm from, like it's like a different type of politics, right? That dictate, you know what I'm saying, if who popping or who ain't pop type shit. So I just from them I saw what it is from a like independent standpoint, like doing shit on your own. This what you got to go through, promote and roll out. It's like the whole 9 yards. So that definitely put me on some game for sure.
Yeah, there was definitely a different type of marketing when it came with like a Mo Thorough project. I remember walking through campus, you would always see some type of like posters or some type of
I'm
flyers for
telling
his
you,
shit. His
I'm
name was
telling you,
always in the crowds, like he was always in the face of things, and I was like, oh wow, like this dude really knows how to like put himself out there.
put himself in mark, bro. It's that
Yeah,
marketing, bro. It's that
and then
marketing,
along,
bro.
yeah, marketing and along with good music. Zay was somebody that I always thought had like a obscene talent, to be honest with you. Like he
Hell yeah, bro.
produces and records his own
Produce
stuff. He sings, he raps. I didn't know how he really dissects a project down, but you gave us a little insight into that. But I always saw that talent. And so when I seen everybody link up, I was like, oh, they finna go crazy for real. And then y'all started
bro,
dropping track after track and doing different stuff. And I just thought it was a great thing. So
for sure.
but getting into your personal favorites from this project, what are some of the tracks you had the most fun recording, or even after post recording? Like, which ones do you are your favorites?
Um, no return for sure. Cause that was like the first one. Um, that baby was fun. I freestyled that.
Word, the whole
Yeah,
thing. That's wild.
yeah. That was a free. That whole shit was a freestyle, bro.
Damn.
Um, Hardened by Pain.
Hmm.
That was a tearjerker for me.
Okay.
Um, Medallion was fun just because of the intro. That was fun.
All right. So, what about you were talking about? Let me see if I pull that song up right quick. Hardened by Pain. What really went into that project? Because you was talking about some deep shit on that song. Like, can you touch on a little bit like what you're talking about for the people so they can understand like just what you was going through and how you could put it on paper and really get it out in the song?
Um, yeah, the song really come from like just like when I first like when niggas graduated, first got back home, you know what I'm saying? You go through the space of, you know what I'm saying, trying to find a job in your major and trying to, you know what I'm saying, you might be, you know what I'm saying, moving into an apartment, you might be going back to the crib, you might be staying with the homies or something like that. You feel me? So it's just around that time I was getting back, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't really working in my major at the time. And it was just like I was around some of my home. I'm thinking I'm going through hell, like, and I'm
Yeah,
looking at some of my homeboys, and my homeboy got a baby, and can't, you know what I mean? Niggas just going through X, Y, Z. So it was just like,
reality was setting in.
yeah, like reality was kicking in. Like I ain't got it that bad, and then I'm going out here trying to find a job that I can make some shit shake off of,
Yeah,
aside from doing some other shit. You know what I mean? That some of my homies is on. So
yeah.
it's
Okay,
just like you put into a space where it's like you got to make a move. All the right moves you can't make, but you got to make something happen.
right.
Some kind, you know what I mean? So it was just that type of situation. And it just make you a different type of person. Like it makes you, and then when something happens to you, you feel me? You either become insensitive or you allow it to affect you. You feel what I'm saying? So
I
it's
do.
like, you know what I mean? So at some point, it's just like I feel like I grew insensitive to a lot of shit, and I stopped giving a fuck about a lot of shit, and it was just like you become. It's almost like you become hardened by the pain. Like the pain is what makes you the way you are. So, and it's a line in the song where I was like, I'm trying to turn a Honda to a Benz. I'm a Soda City nigga to the end. And this is like, that just means like I'm trying to make nothing out of something. I'm trying to go from ashy to classic, like
Yeah.
for real. So
Okay. Getting a little bit away from the project, I feel like we touched on a whole bunch of stuff involving that. I
for
want to
sure.
talk about the music industry for right now. and getting into the age of independence versus ownership. Now, as an up and coming artist yourself, I assume
Mhm.
that you're independent right now. You're not connected to any labels yet. Do you feel like in this era that you really like need to be connected to a label? Like you need a label? Because remember back in the day, like labels were like really the only way an artist would be able to
Oh,
get their music out. But now that we
yeah,
have the internet, it's almost like if you put in the work yourself and gain a following, you'll have that leverage when the music industry comes. Or you may
facts.
even go a chance route. You don't even need it. You may
You
just need a
don't need it.
you may just need a distribution deal or something like that. So tell me, like,
Facts.
do you think how do you feel about independence versus ownership right now?
Um, Independence versus ownership. I definitely like I can't shit on independence just because I'm watching niggas like Mo and Zay and like Mayor, Heather and a couple other people. Like, I'm watching niggas do their own thing independently, like no label, and they really doing shit. You feel what
Right.
I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's just
Definitely.
like I can't shit on that. But I know like niggas from where I'm from, like a lot of niggas don't do it independently. You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas do take the label route because, you know, um, like if you look at it like if a label come to you and be like, we'll sign you for 6 albums, you can really sign with the label whether the deal's shitty or not. If you file like that, you can sign with the label for the exposure because you know they're gonna
Right.
send your shit through everything.
Right.
They're gonna put that machine behind you. So um, I say it's important for that reason. Like if you willing to take that chance and make that and like flip that situation, then I say take the label. But especially if you ain't got shit, you know, but you just you nice for real. You know what I mean? So, but other than that, I'll say take the independence just cause independence in the long run, you'll be, you know what I'm saying? You very well could be a chance. You very well could be,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, some of these big independent artists. So I definitely
Especially especially if you're building connections, if you already have like a network
facts.
of people,
And your
yeah,
networking is fire. Like,
it's
and that's
fire.
what
You
I say
good.
about Hampton. That's what I say I learned at Hampton too. Like I watch niggas really like get in there and talk to folks.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, put me, you know what I mean? So yeah, bro. Like if you got that about yourself, like I say stay independent. But aside from that, if you ain't good at networking or talking to people or you like in the streets or whatever, like I say go to a label just cause they fuck around be able to turn you up more than your hood can or something.
No, that's facts. I mean, that's $1 billion industry. They have so much money that goes into like radio or different streaming platforms, different playlists you can get on. Like, I definitely will never knock becoming like part of a label, but at the same time, if you have the wherewithal, the means to get your stuff out there by
Get your
yourself,
shit out there. Yeah,
get
do
your
it, bro.
stuff, keep it, because
Get your
that's
keep it,
all
bro.
money coming in. It doesn't matter if you selling like at that point, if you really you could do like the Nipsey route. You could have like you could sell your junk for like $100 and sell it for 1,000 times. That's like $100,000. You know what I'm saying? Like all coming into you, nobody
Bro,
really taking from your pockets. Like
telling
it's
you.
really a difference maker. It starts
Yeah,
to you start to really like think about, okay, like how you hear first week numbers, and in that regard, that doesn't really become as important. I mean, it's important for the image of it. Like we want to see like our favorite artists be that number one because it's going to help them propel them to a next level. But at the
right.
same time, if you really just want to make bread, keep your publishing, your masters, and all that, that independent route
Yeah.
is undefeated, bro.
I'm telling you, bro. And it's like I remember speaking of Nipsey, bro. Nipsey, I remember I was watching the interview, bro. That man said he was like when he went to negotiate his deal, for his first for I think it might have been for Victory Lap. Might have been for Victory Lap. The fact that he had dropped nothing but mixtapes, you feel what I'm saying? Like before, they had to base his sales projection off of his fan base, like how he was buzzing in LA. He,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He buzzing. So, he got definitely like a cult fan base out in LA. So it was like they had to base it off that, and he was able to really get the max amount of like bread to fund to like do the album and shit. So
All money in, man. I mean, he's
all
been
money
preaching
in,
that.
bro.
He was preaching that for a
All
long
money
ass
in,
time,
bro.
and he did it. He did it without a deal for so long, and that's just the potential that anyone really has of just putting in hard work and having a good team around you, solid people, just getting your stuff out there. You can really get it on your own.
I'm
Um,
telling you,
shifting
telling
the Let me shift the conversation a little bit. Still staying within the music industry, but how do you feel about today's hip hop? And that's like mainstream music, like the Lil Babies, the Gunners, like
you.
Polo
Right.
G's, the ones that's really running the mainstream scene now. How do you feel about all those artists right now, or the game or in general?
I just feel like um, you know what I'm saying, music changes. Like I tell my homies that all the time, like music ain't a what have you done for me? It's a what have you done for me lately type of sport. So it's just you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean, shit changed. Like if we still was bumping, you know, Missy Elliott and Dr. Dre and you know what I mean, Snoop
Yeah,
Dogg, you know what I'm saying, I'd be cool with that shit, but I just know, you know, these 13,
youngest,
15 year
yeah,
old, yeah, these young
youngest
niggas
not
ain't
gonna, they
trying to
ain't
hear none of
rocking
that
with it.
shit.
Nah,
They
man.
trying they
In
trying to
fact,
hear young boy turn up on a nigga like they trying to hear Dirt clap back. You know what I mean? They trying to get into that type of motion. So
In fact,
it's
the
just,
Super Bowl party I went to when Dr. Dre and all the Aftermath cats came out,
uh,
bro, I was spitting bars word for word. I mean, like I know all those tracks. Like
kids
I,
didn't know what you was talking about.
bro, nah, they ain't know nothing,
Kids
not
ain't
at
know what
all.
you was talking
Look
about.
at me like I was crazy. Like, like what
I'm
y'all
telling you,
talking
bro.
about, man?
I'm
Like,
telling you, bro. They got a whole different. They running a whole different program now, bro.
but
Shit crazy.
I do like the game today in terms of like everyone has their
Oh
own
yeah,
lane. It
yeah, bro.
For me, I remember there was a day and age where everyone had their run and then you didn't hear from nobody. Like after like the G Unit days, you never heard from really Lloyd Banks again. You know what I'm saying? Like
Uh,
the labels shelve people, you don't really hear people on the mixtape side as much. But nowadays, I feel like there's been a resurgence, a lot of it because of the internet, because of how streaming is so popular
Hell
right
yeah,
now, is that you can hear anyone you really want. Nas just won a Grammy with Hit Boy. Like I remember listening to Nas, Godson, Illmatic, all that shit with Damian Marley. I forgot what that joint was called, but like he's had so many tracks, and I remember nobody really knew about that. But now Nas can coexist in an era where there is a little baby or there is a lot more auto tune. You know what I'm saying? Like cats
yeah.
like Griselda, Conway the Machine, Benny the Butcher, um, West Side Gun, Boldy James, like Armani Caesar. These people, like they're from Buffalo. They do like hard, gritty, almost like battle rap, like punchlines in their rap stuff that you haven't really
So
heard since like mid 2000s, early 2000s for real. And they're getting numbers today. So I really like that everyone has their own sections. Their fan bases can listen to them at will, because it really just opens up the door for everyone. It increases the age that rappers can survive in the game. Like now we have like 30-year-olds going mid 30-year-olds going on 40-year-old rappers, J. Cole, Freddie Gibbs, Two
telling
Chains, all of them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I really like today's game. You feel me?
you, yeah, for sure.
So, I want to get some thoughts. Like we've also had a lot of rappers that have been passing away, dying, getting killed, overdosing on drugs within the last, I would say, decade. I mean, like this generation now that's coming up on hip hop, they've lost a lot of their ones. Like I compare it to like if we were to lose like Pop Smoke or XXX Tentacion or Juice World, like to generation now, that's like losing our Drakes, our Coles, our
Yeah,
Kendricks within like
but
within where the first years of really we're seeing them come out. You know what I'm saying? Like as black men, I feel like a lot of the violence and I love the music, but at the same time, I want us to be aware that we're really sending the energy out into the universe. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the
for
fact that
sure.
we're talking about killing each other so frequently, so easily, is making other races just be like, oh, okay, well, that's just black people for you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, do you feel like we should have like a change in the type of music that we're making as a community, or do you think we just need to spread more awareness of what's really happening? Still continue the music, but just have a little bit, give a little bit more education to people.
Um, I feel like we should just spread more awareness just off the strength of, you know what I'm saying? People only people only gonna talk about what they see, what they grew up on, what they grew up around. I know, and me personally, like I didn't necessarily see everything my friends saw, but I saw a lot of shit. So it's like, I saw enough shit. So it's like I don't talk about it. I don't talk about that type of stuff in my music just because I wasn't active. Like I wasn't super active. You feel me? So it's like I don't even like to glorify that type of shit. I'd rather talk about more shit I was into. Like I was super into girls. That's why you hear
Fly
me talk
shit.
about
Yeah.
fly shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Player shit. Like I was into that type of vibe. You feel
Mm-hmm.
me? So that's what I talk more about. More about. So, but I feel like we just need to raise awareness to it, just because people can't stop talking about what their life
Right.
essentially. So it's just like, just tell them. I feel like we should definitely bring more awareness to the fact that a lot of these niggas rapping about that type of shit, they don't live like that no more. Niggas
Mm-hmm.
figure their way out and stayed out.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So I
Because I
definitely feel like you should raise awareness.
definitely, and because some concerns do come to me, especially when it comes to drug abuse. Juice World, as you know, was like one of the most beloved rappers and popular rappers that we had, even in the short time of him being here. But I remember in an interview he had said Future had inspired him to do drugs. And when you hear, and I'm sure Future had a lot of stuff going on with him. He had a case with Sierra when he said this. But in an interview, he had said that he doesn't even really do the drugs that he talks about. You know, that's like sending mixed messages out to children. You know what I'm saying? And for people that don't have the right support system around them, or they live in the hood, they don't have both their parents there, or what I'm saying, it's just what they see is a lot different from like where I come from. You feel me? Like,
Mm,
so to them, it's not really a it's normal. It's normal to them. You know what I'm saying? So, but for me, it's just like, dang, like we're out here, we're spreading this type of jargon out. Kids are really definitely influenced by it. They're getting on drugs earlier. I just want us, like you said, to just raise some more awareness and be a little bit more mindful about what we're speaking about in our music, because
right.
words is powerful. I always believe in that.
For sure. For sure.
Um, let me end this, man. Had a great time with you, man. But I
Nah, for
got
sure.
one
Appreciate it,
last,
bro.
yeah, man. And
Appreciate it,
you
bro.
are always welcome to come back. You're avid member of Phenomenal Radio now, whatever, you know what I'm saying. But I want to
For
leave
sure.
you all out on this question. It's like I want five artists that are like your dream collabs from any era.
And yeah. Um, Andre 3000, 50 Cent for sure. Um, Prince.
Prince. Oh wow, all right,
Yeah,
throwing a
for
little
sure.
wrench there. All right, I see.
For sure. For sure. I ain't gonna lie, I fuck with Prince. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm an old soul. I'm really like 50 years old, bro.
You just grew
So
up in the wrong era.
I
That's
just
all.
grew up in the wrong era, bro. But nah, Prince, that'd have been fire. Um,
That's three right there.
for sure. Future and
Fuck with Future
Jay.
and Drake,
Nah, Jay Z.
Jay-Z. Hell yeah,
Yeah,
gotta have
probably Jay.
Hove, man. Hove, like
I
people
just
don't
want to sit down.
understand. You just
I
want
just
to
want
sit
to sit
down
down
with
and talk to him. I just want to sit down and talk to that man. Like you seen the little shit that went viral.
with the.
Would you
Would you
take
sit? Yeah. Would you take 10? Was it 10 grand or something like that, or
yeah a sit down with
with
Hove?
Hove? Yeah.
Man, I'm sitting, man. Talk to me, bro. Let me know.
I mean,
Yeah, for real.
Reasonable Doubt is one of my favorite projects of all time. Like that's one of the jumps that got me into like rap. You know what I'm saying? Like the first was Pot, All Eyes on Me,
Fair,
Ambitions of a Rider. That joint got me into hip hop immediately. But then Jay,
so
in terms of lyricism and like really like visualizing what a person is saying and someone painting a picture, he was
yeah,
definitely one of the first people along with like Nas. So that's
no,
definitely,
for
I'm
sure.
definitely not hating on that. That Jay is one of the people I would definitely sit down with over the cast,
That
brother. You know what
Hove,
I'm saying?
that Hove, bro. That Hove. And the
Gotta
only
have hope.
reason like Hove really big to me, bro, cause that's the only rapper. Like my mama don't listen to rap.
Uh-huh.
So she did like 50 Cent and Jay-Z, like the only two rappers, and Biggie, like the only rappers from New York for real she ever really talked about. Like
Okay.
she used to tell me like Jay-Z really like Jay Z. That's really Jay-Z for real. I was like, bet I fuck with that. But solid.
All right, all right. Well, that's gonna do it for us. Prime, do you have any last remarks, words for the people that you want to leave off?
No Return out. Make sure y'all go check that out, bro. Go run that up. More shit coming this year. Got some shit planned for this year.
Where can they
So
find you at?
y'all can find me on Instagram at Been in My Prime. That's at BEENIMYPRIE. My fault.
It's all good. All right, brother. I appreciate you appreciate you coming on here, man. First of all, just like being my first interview over here, that means a lot to me. Um,
Already, bro.
yeah,
I
man.
always look, bro. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, you gotta keep it in the community, bro.
Facts, facts,
Telling you.
facts. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna end this, man. You're listening to Phenomenal Radio. I am the chosen one, the only one, the golden son, D Phenom. You can check me out. Suprmephenom is my main page on IG. Secondary page, my media page is phenomenal_radio. You can follow the podcast. That's on all streaming platforms, Phenomenal Radio. My playlist, man, you can get my playlist on not all streaming platforms, but Apple Music at Phenomenal Playlist. I got vibes for everybody. And if you have business with me, any ideas for me, hit me up. My business email is phenomenalent45@gmail.com. Until next time, everybody, it's Phenomenal Radio, a taste of music that's good for your soul.